it's Connie here. Thanks so much for tuning into my channel. In today's video, I will be doing my 27-week pregnancy vlog. And I think I'm only a week away from reaching the beginning of my third trimester.
Yay!
Oh my
Bruce doing
gosh.
so well.
So it's so crazy.
3 more months.
Yeah, this is like the last sort of stretch.
The last stretch, yeah. No pun intended.
I know, seriously. I've been stretching.
Bruce stretching and stretching.
Every day, and it's kind of painful, but
You're doing
anyways,
really good.
yeah. In today's vlog, I'm just gonna be. My husband John is here, obviously, and we're gonna be doing the name reveal.
Yes.
And so there's
I've been looking forward to this video.
Yeah, there's a whole story behind this name, and it may sound a little funky to some people, but we truly feel like this was a name that was divinely given to us, you know? And just the circumstances behind it and everything. So anyways, I think we should just tell them the name really quick.
Yeah,
right?
Go for it. You want me? Can I say it?
Yeah.
David. David Yum.
Yeah, David.
Yep.
So I know names are very, very subjective. So if there's anybody that doesn't like the name, I would request
Keep it to yourself.
that you don't say anything negative in the comments. So yeah, we just.
It doesn't matter because this we got such confirmation that this was meant to be the name.
Yeah,
of
that
our
is
baby.
to be the name.
Yeah.
So
based on the story that we're about to tell.
Yeah.
Everything.
So basically, what happened was when I first started making TTC videos. Well, actually, when I was starting to TTC, I told John, if we have a boy, this is what his name should be. His name should be David, And what did you say?
I was like, I wasn't getting those warm and fuzzies. These days people have all those cutesy names. Like those really I don't know. I'm gonna say pretentious kind of sort of. I don't know. They have those crazy kind of modern sounding names and stuff. So
the trendy
not
names,
that I was really going for those anyway, but when I first heard David, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, it's on the list of names to consider, but I was like, I'm not sure yet.
No,
I'm not getting.
You didn't. You said you just didn't like the name.
Yeah, I didn't really like it. It was kind of harsh. Kind of like David, okay,
Yeah, and he said that it sounded harsh to him,
Yeah.
and I was like, harsh?
David,
Yeah.
It's not a cutesy name.
Yeah.
The reason is I think I was picturing a small little baby, and it just wasn't a cute name.
Right.
Yeah, but that's beside the point.
But I, for some reason, wanted that name.
Yeah.
I just was like, this was even way before I conceived. I was like, if it's a boy, I want his name to be David. And for me, I think it's because I know of David, the figure in the Bible. He's a biblical figure, and the person of David in the Bible is just an amazing leader. He was a man after God's heart. He loved God, and God loved him. He was chosen by God to be king, and he was this great king of the Israelites. For many, many years. He was musical, he had great joy, he was a poet because he wrote most of the Psalms in the Bible. Just an amazing figure, and he wasn't perfect, he made mistakes, but still, God just really he loved God, and he was always after God's heart, like he always inquired of God, okay? Right. So, John and I are Christians, if you guys don't know. And I just love that name, and I was like, and David was also, Jesus came from the line of David. So all those things considered and factored, I just was like, I just wanted that name for my child, even though it is a pretty common name.
Yeah. But it's a classic. It's
not anything that stands out and people are going to be like, oh wow, what a unique name. It's not a unique name at all. It's like you said, a classic.
Yeah.
Classic name.
Yeah.
So the way we got to that name was where John and I live, right outside our building. For a period of time, there were these a gang of crows, black crows, that would wake me up I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 nights in a row. They would all gather right outside there, and they would just be like cawing, you know, that annoying sound that they make. And I would wake up and it would be like 4 or 5 in the morning or something like that.
Yeah.
And it would go on day after day after day. And I was like, how can I fix this problem? I even thought of getting like a BB gun of all things.
I know. I was like, you must be really upset. I mean, I would wear earplugs, so I would hear them faintly, but I could see how you would be just really annoyed by the
Yeah,
crows.
because I don't wear earplugs at night.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to put stuff in my ears unless I absolutely have to wear earplugs for whatever reason. And so I would wake up, and then I told John, I'm like, oh, I can't stand these crows. I want to get a BB gun. And then I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute, I can't get a BB gun. I'm going to kill them with
Yeah.
the BB gun. Those
Yeah.
are powerful guns, basically, with like little silver pellets, you know? And
Right.
and not only that, I could cause damage on the next building
Yeah, there's
over.
building across the way, so if you miss the bird, you're gonna end up killing somebody
I know.
in the other apartment.
Or like shooting through someone else's window or something, you
Right.
know? So I was racking my brain. I was like, what can I do? I was like, I think I need to like get something where I can like throw a rock at them or something. But I have horrible aim. I can't really shoot throw that far because they're not close. They're close enough, but they're not super close that I can like really aim.
Yeah.
So I was like, one day, out of the blue, I was like, I'm gonna get myself a slingshot. You know, a slingshot where you like put a rock in the thing and you know?
I'm like, where are you gonna get that? I was picturing one of these, like,
Right.
you know.
Well, I think that's like the old school
That,
type
I know.
of
When I think slingshot, I didn't know they had these kinds.
Yeah, so anyway, here it is.
So we ended up ordering one on Amazon.
This is a modern day slingshot, and people actually use these to hunt.
Right.
So I got this for like $10 or something.
These are deadly too. I mean, gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, when we saw some videos online about how people use these,
Yeah.
and we tried using it too,
Yeah.
and it's killer. I could see how. I don't know. Maybe David did. I don't know if David used one of these. Oh yeah. I already said the name.
So anyway, you hold it, you put it like this, you put the rock, you put a little rock in here,
Yeah.
and then you just sling it back, and then you let it go.
Oh, cool.
So this thing is pretty wild, and you can shoot a rock pretty
Yeah.
far. So I ordered this, and what was so crazy was the day that it was delivered to our place, we found out the gender.
That was the same day.
The
Yeah.
same day we found out the gender of our baby. So keep in mind, we were already thinking of other names because I was like, oh, John doesn't like the name David. So we were like considering other names and stuff like that. And then one day, the same day that this came actually, John and I are like laying in bed, we're about to go to sleep, and he's just kind of quietly contemplating. What were you?
Well, I was just thinking, wow, we're having a boy, and it was still very fresh in our
Yeah.
minds. We were like, okay, wow, we're actually gonna have a boy here, a little mini John or something. I was like, okay, now we can actually start thinking about the name in earnest, because before the gender, we don't know what gender it is. So it's kind of hard to name somebody that you don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah.
Now that we know it's a boy, I was like, okay, gosh,
What should be the
what
name?
should the name be for the boy? And
And you're just quietly
dawned
thinking,
on me, like,
Yeah.
as I was just mulling it over in my head, just thinking, wow, we found out the gender today, and oh my goodness, today was the same day where we got the slingshot delivered. We had no idea. It's not like we were thinking about the name David all along while we're thinking about
No.
the crows and the slingshot.
No, not
it was
at all.
not even in my mind at all.
Yeah, we were thinking of other names.
I had forgotten about the
Yeah.
name David, but I remember you mentioned the name David several times in the past.
In the past.
That
wow.
that's the name that you liked, and I was like, and it didn't really click until that day. I was just like, it just like a ton of bricks just laid on me. Like,
Uh-huh.
oh my gosh, the
His
name is David. His name has to be David. We got the slingshot today
And why
in the mail.
Why? What's the connection?
Well, the slingshot, the David is known as the guy who, the little boy, the little child who killed Goliath. And that's the other thing I was thinking is, our boy, in my limited thinking, I'm thinking our boy's going to be a small little boy. I'm not a big guy. You're not a big girl or anything. We're small people. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm thinking we're gonna have a small little boy. And as I was thinking that thought and the slingshot, and the image of David came to my mind. Like,
yeah.
it was. I really
Yeah.
feel like that was God just confirming the child should be named David.
Yeah,
you know?
you were so convicted.
Yeah, I
After,
started crying because I was like,
yeah, after
God,
you,
I didn't know. Yeah.
yeah, you didn't even like the name.
No, I didn't really like it. It didn't give me like that warm fuzzy feeling like, oh my sweet little David. You know, I didn't. David was not a very cute name to me.
Yeah.
But it does. It's not about cute.
But
it's
then
just
you
about
were
the.
convicted that
I was convicted that
it should be that
this
name.
boy that we're being given by God is a blessing to us, and He's also going to provide the name. He did. He gave us the name.
Yeah.
Because for all the reasons you mentioned about David being a man
Yeah.
after God's own heart.
And in the Bible, so basically when David was a little boy, he fought against the giant Goliath.
yeah.
So if you know your Bible stories, you know David and Goliath. You know, it's the story of a little boy who basically they're going to war against the enemies surrounding them, and Goliath was a giant, and so with a slingshot, the little boy David killed Goliath.
Yeah.
So it was.
So that
Yeah.
that name just was confirmed. I
Yeah.
mean, even when we shared it with our parents, my parents,
Yeah.
they were like, we were thinking of the name David too, and we had never talked to my parents about the name yet.
Yeah.
They didn't even know the gender yet. So but the day that we revealed the gender
Yes.
was the same day we told our parents that his name was going to be David.
Yeah,
And then my dad was like, or my mom was the one who was like,
yeah.
we were thinking about the name David too.
Yes.
So from all different kinds of angles, I think
Yeah.
it was confirmed that this was the God-given name.
So that's the story. We truly believe that it was given to us from above, and so I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed the story of how we came up with the name and how it was just solidified for us, and we just know that that's what his name is supposed to be. And thanks for listening, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.
See you.